The front part of the car, which is kind of gimmicky. I mean, there's not that much of a useful feature. Best part is the price. It's from 15 to 20,000 US dollars. Is instead of having the mirror here, we're just gonna have a simple camera, which means that we're gonna have a lot of screens inside for sure. This is plastic. This is cheap plastic. What are you talking about? I'm upset. Let's go. We're exploring different brands and see what some of the coolest innovations that Chinese brands are bringing to the market nowadays. We came to BYD or Biati, and we're checking they're now developing several new brands, including Punch and Bao. This is a new brand, kind of high-end vehicles. They have supercars and they have also off-road vehicles. This one here, it's called the Super 9. You can just take a look at it, but they are not giving you access to see the whole car. It looks so beautiful. Let's take a look. Yangwang is another brand that is making off-road vehicles, and we're about to see an exhibition of some of the capabilities that these cars has on the water. So the show is about to start, so let's take a look. Basically in the water. It's just, look at that. One of the sub-brands from BYD called Punch and Bao. This is one of the new brands I was talking to you about. They have a huge exhibition outdoors where they're letting people actually get in these super cool off-road vehicles and make some tests. Oh my god! That's interesting. So they have here the cameras where they're showing actually the path that the vehicle is taking. Oh gosh. This is the iCar 03. It's a sub-brand developed by the company Chery. They are introducing this car to a segment that is really taking off here in China, and I'm talking the outdoor and camping kind of style vehicles, and these have all the features that young people are looking in this car. The best part is the price. It's from 15 to 20,000 US dollars, which is not bad at all. The design looks very good, and the interior of the vehicle is also looking very, very nice. Actually, the interior for this vehicle looks very good. The design and the colors looks very modern and actually good build quality, to be honest. I enjoy looking at this car. The screen is quite big, quite large. Of course, I will need some time to see the performance of the car be tried, but at least the design, the materials and the look looks very, very nice. Concept cars are also an interesting thing to see in this auto show. This is the Define model developed by Jack Motors. It looks quite interesting, kind of futuristic as well. It's a bit large for being a sports car, which I think this is what it's intending to be. It's a four-seater car with a lot of space inside. Also, when you come to this auto show, especially here in China, you get to see a lot of brands that probably are kind of unknown or brand new, or there are different kind of sub-brands developed by other big automakers. This is an example of what I'm talking about. It's called Exceed, which sounds a little bit like Luxeed, one of the brands that is making Huawei. To be honest, I've never heard of this one before. And one of the features you get to see a lot in Chinese cars are these LiDAR sensors on the top. That is mostly for autonomous driving, which means this car is probably a little bit expensive because it's incorporating that technology. Also, here we get to see this kind of LED shape for the front part of the car, which is kind of gimmicky. I mean, there's not that much of a useful feature. Here there is a person walking. Probably if the car stops, it means that it's allowing pedestrians to walk, but that only works if you're in the front. If you're in the back or you have another car in front of you, people will not get to see this. So I don't know about how useful could this feature be, honestly. I'm actually quite surprised because these new brands actually make very good quality vehicles, so at least they look very nice. You can see the front panel of this car is all white and the materials actually look very good quality. You have a big screen in the front. Again, it feels very solid car. You have also a super panoramic sunroof. You have this kind of Alcantara material covering the roof of the car. So it looks very good. This car is around 45 to 50,000 US dollars, which is actually not cheap for a new brand.
但是那个更好，比亚迪还是这个？
比亚迪便宜一点。
便宜一点，对吗
？But look, I'm sorry, but this looks very cheap. Look at the quality. This is plastic. This is cheap plastic. What are you talking about? I'm upset. Let's go. Quite outdated, and the material. The material is something important when you experience the feeling of a car. And I've been insisting on the building quality in the interior of each car I visit because it actually feels very good. It's been a while since I was in a Toyota car, and probably back in time it was like, yeah, very nice. But I'm checking the details and the build quality, the materials they're using for these cars. There's no comparison. There's a huge gap between the quality of the materials you can see in the Chinese cars and Toyota, for example. So again, no. This brand is called Celato and is another of the new brands we're seeing here. Also, what is special about this brand is the cooperation the Chinese automaker is making with Huawei. This car is going to run Harmony OS inside. Actually, the car is that new that they're not allowing us to go and check the car inside. But outside looks quite nice. Actually, the shape of these headlights looks very much like the Xiaomi SU and also a little bit like a Porsche Taycan, kind of. And that's a very popular design trend for Chinese cars nowadays. We're also checking here what will be the LiDAR sensors for autonomous driving. And something that got my attention, we're seeing a lot in very high-end cars nowadays, is instead of having the mirror here, we're just going to have a simple camera, which means that we're going to have a lot of screens inside for sure. You have a front camera and probably like a side camera for when cars approaching. There's another camera over here, so probably this model will be full of technology when it launches later this year or next year. Now I have a question. I know this video I'm trying to show some of the innovations for the Chinese brands and Chinese companies, but Lotus, this is the brand that is behind me, was bought recently by Geely, and they are now developing all the models for this brand. So I have a question for you guys. What do you think? If Lotus now belongs to a Chinese brand and these models are actually made here in China, is this a Chinese car or is still a UK brand? What do you guys think? In my opinion, since now they're using Chinese technology, belongs to a Chinese company and they are made in China, this is probably a Chinese car. But I want to read your comments down below. What do you think about this one? Taking a look at the G6 from Xpeng. Xpeng is a brand from Guangzhou. This is basically a model launched this year, and again, the design looks very minimalistic. Some of the features that you're getting to see a lot in the Chinese cars are these cameras or sensors here. Actually, what they do is they can detect if the driver is falling asleep or is too tired. It will beep or vibrate or send some kind of signal to let the driver know or wake up to either stop and take a rest or be aware of the road. I think we're seeing that more and more in Chinese cars. From the outside, the exterior looks also super cool. It's a mix between, I would say, the Tesla Y and the Porsche Macan. It's a good combination, and this is probably the child of these two models. This is Neta brand. They're making kind of very affordable cars. Now they're trying to make some experiments in the high-end or sports car with this GT model, and this looks very, very Ferrari. You can see the lines of the design for this car, but actually it looks very nice. I have to say, when I was inside, the design and the materials as well look all super, super cool. This is an all-electric car, and it's probably quite expensive. Let's go and take a look inside. Okay, so this is the Neta GT with also some high-end features that this brand is including in this model. It's very spacious, two-door cars only. We have also this kind of sensor for the driver steering. We have seen in several models. We have a huge screen in the middle. We have seen some details that makes it feel like a very high-end or sports car as well, like these details in carbon fiber in the middle. We have a wireless charger as well. We have a big panoramic sunroof on top, and several details that they are including in this model that makes it feel so premium. I really like this model, and a lot of storage space as well. Oh my god, I'm so in love with this model as well, especially because of this yoke. I've never driven actually without the steering wheel, but I think I can do it. It still would feel very nice. The thing is, when you don't have a steering wheel, you have access to more information in front of you, and that's why we have all these huge screens in front of us. One for the driver, another smaller one for the co-pilot, and one in the middle for the control panel, where you can change all the settings and everything in the car. Keep checking another of the Avatar models. I came to this model to enjoy a quick massage because yes, all these seats have the massage option, also the heating and cooling system embedded in the seats. It feels very well built, it feels very spacious, it feels so beautiful, so modern, so striking, especially because of these LED lights all around the car. The huge screen in the middle, also a lot of screens, one for the driver, one for the passenger. I feel that this is the car of the future. And actually, I uploaded a few months ago a video of this car showing the autonomous parking system, and it went viral. It went crazy because a lot of people really praised the parking system for this car. I'll show you this video in a second. Take a look.
开始泊车，注意环境安全。这一会儿吗？
This is the MG Cyberster. It's a brand new model they have launched a few months ago. It's a convertible car that MG is now developing now that it's part of a Chinese parent company. Originally, MG is a British-born brand, but a few years ago, it was bought by a Chinese automaker. So now all this brand is designed and produced here in China. So this is also a Chinese car.